All right, hello everyone. We got Genny with us this week from the UK. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Genny from the block. I'm from UK, Birmingham. I'm 33. I'm a rapper, artist, and entrepreneur.
Okay. How long have you been rapping?
I've been rapping for 2 years properly now. I did start an album when I was 16. I wanted to start my music career early, but I found out about the music industry and decided to put it on hold until I got my knowledge up, I got my mind right.
And
And
what do you
then
mean you
it
found
took
out
me
about the music industry?
about the dark side of the industry, the
What-
signing of contracts and the selling of souls and the, that side.
Okay. So you're independent,
Yeah, fully independent.
and that's your choice, like because you don't want to sell your soul.
No, not at all. I don't want to sell my soul. So I've decided to stay independent. I've created my own independent record label as well.
Okay. And what's the
So
name
we
of your
don't
record?
sign. It's called Universal Independent Defeat.
Okay. Now, what was your motivation to get into rap?
Um, Well, my dad is a massive inspiration for me. He's a reggae artist, he's famous around the world. But also the fact that music is being used as a weapon, it's being weaponized to influence a lot of bad behavior, should I say. So I want to bring God back into music. I want to help save souls. So I thought the best way and fastest way possible would to be through music.
Okay. I know I listened to like every song you had on YouTube. I didn't hear any cursing.
No cursing.
No cursing.
No, I want my mom and my daughter to be able to listen to my music, so I refrain from using any bad language.
Do you think it takes like a lot more talent to rap without cursing? Because it's easy just to say, just to curse and make something rhyme with that. But like just to actually be able to put punchlines together and a flow together without cursing, is that harder? Does it does it allow you to show your creativity more?
Most definitely, because in my regular day life, I have got a potty mouth. I do swear a lot, so it's hard for me
Mhm,
to keep my potty mouth from my lyrics. It is hard,
mhm.
but it's been a challenge, which I found very very fun, if I must say so myself. I've put myself to the test and I've been able to do it.
Okay, so you actually do curse. You cursed before.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it might have been like a religious belief, but okay, you want your daughter and your mother to actually be able to listen to it. That's admirable. Um,
Yeah.
Back to you saying rap and music has been weaponized lately. Like I'm from Chicago, so like every song that comes out in Chicago, basically about killing somebody 2 blocks over. And when you make that music and you put it out, repercussions to it, like you make a song about killing someone's brother or cousin or friend, that's going to create a problem. And I've realized in America that a lot of record labels, they enjoy that. Like they like the violence, they like to sell albums about it, but they definitely don't want to come back to the streets. I mean, come back to their neighborhood because it's going to hit the
Uh-huh.
streets, it's going to hit our neighborhoods. So you're actually taking some position where you don't actually want to promote that violence.
Not at all.
Mhm.
I wanna put a stop to the violence, if anything. I want people to see the bigger picture and to see that there's a whole world out there. It's not just about the block over. There's a whole world, and they're trying to kill us off. And the best way to do that is to make us turn against each other. Do you know what I
Now,
mean? And the music is a massive thing that they're using for us to do that. The movies as well,
yeah.
what they're promoting out there. There's no black powerful movies. Black Panther was one of them, but like
We lost
the,
Chadwick.
the yeah, they're representing us in the wrong light.
So, what's the rap game like in England?
Um, it's a big rap game. It's more drill. You got more drill artists in the UK, to be honest.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a lot of talent over here. A lot
Now, the
of
drill music
underground,
in
unknown talent. Sorry?
the drill music in England is just similar to the drill music in America, whereas they just rap about beating people heads in with hammers and shooting people mothers.
Yeah,
So
basically. But I'm bringing God into drill. That's what I've been doing or trying to do.
okay. When we speak about violence, there's usually like a cultural divide between Black people in England and Black people in America. Um, do you know of any similarities? Like a lot of people think, oh, there's no violence in England. Everyone's just like just dignified and no one argues. So culturally, what is it like?
Culturally, it's identical.
Mhm.
Culturally, it's identical. There's gangs, there's murder,
Mhm.
there's rape, it's horrible on the streets. If you're out in the streets, you're feeling it as much as you are anywhere in the world. Just because we're in the UK doesn't mean it's any prettier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just the influence of the youth is just disgusting. The kids are out there stabbing each other, and I'd say there's less gun violence than in America, but there's more knife crime, 100%.
Oh, so they're up close and personal with their violence.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
I've been stabbed a few times, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
As far as female artists in England, well, Black female artists in England, like how big is that group?
It's very small.
Mhm.
It's very, very small. But there are some very talented artists over here in the UK that are beginning to shine bright like diamonds. So yeah, big up to them beautiful female artists that are blossoming in the UK. But it is time to start pushing each other more, start appreciating each other's music and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That's what we need to do more in the UK, to be honest.
I don't listen to too many American women rappers. Like I listen to the older rappers, Mia X, Gangsta Boo, the
Yeah,
Chat, because I like lyrics. I listen to lyrics. And a lot of
yeah,
people say, well, you don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion and the City Girl because they're sexist. It's like, well, no, I just can't relate to what they're saying. Like, I mean, they want to talk about riding dicks and robbing dudes. And I'm like, nah, I mean, that ain't something I really want to do. I want to listen to the
yeah.
lyrics. So do you think it's time for female lyricists to step more towards the actual lyrics and the content of what they're saying? Because it's like a lot
I
of Mhm.
I totally believe that they need to.
All right.
But some it's a challenge for me to refrain from swearing and using profanity in my music. It's probably hard for certain girls to not talk about certain things. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, we have to think about what we're influencing the next generation. We have to think about what we're putting into their minds. So I would definitely say female artists should definitely start thinking about what's coming out of their mouths and start challenging themselves to write better lyrics 100%.
Now, one of the big things I received is that it's part of like the feminist movement. Like I'm limited in what I can say because I'm a man at the end of the day. But a lot of women are saying, well, it's the feminist movement. We're expressing ourselves. I'm like, are there other ways you could express yourself? Are there other things you can talk about besides what you're talking about? Have you pitched? I think a lot of the female rappers, they say that it's part of the feminist movement, but they're really just saying this stuff to sell records.
100%. I don't believe it's feminist. Okay, in a way, they're just trying to be on the same level as the male rappers, but what male rappers are getting respect out there, really? Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to put yourself as a woman as well. You have to put yourself on a pedestal. You can't be slack. And if you're slack, you're not representing yourself in the right way. You're not acting as a queen as though you should be. You belittling yourself, and that's not something that I'm into or something that I want to do, and it's not something that I rate either. I don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion. I don't listen to Cardi B. I don't listen to certain artists because of what's coming out of their mouths. And I'm creating my reality. So whatever I'm listening to is creating my next day. So if I'm listening to that kind of music, what kind of men am I attracting into my life? What kind of scenarios am I gonna attract? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do realize like a lot of the rap, like when you put it out there, a lot of people they'll rap about things and they'll say that's not me. Like I've heard Cardi B, you know what she raps about, and then she'll come out, well, that's not me. Yeah, it is. That's what you rap about. Or you'll see her Meg Thee
Yeah,
Stallion, she'll rap about all these things. Say, well, I'm in school. Like, okay, I understand that you're doing something with your life besides what you rap about. This is what you're putting out there. So how can you
yeah,
expect people to judge you anyway besides what you're actually putting out there?
I agree. These are the ladies that we call puppets. They're doing what they are told to do, and they're acting as they're told to do, and they're the biggest influencers as well. They're doing the right things in their private life, but they're influencing the youth or other people, other women, to portray themselves as whores or as they're worthless, or do you know what I'm saying? But behind closed doors, you're acting as though you're a queen and you're not on them levels what you're talking out of your mouth. It doesn't make sense to me.
Sort of like it's
If
just
you're gonna,
contradictory.
yeah, walk it like you talk it. Do you know, like
Like
that?
I'm not a fan of Beyonce's music, but I'm a fan of the way she presents herself.
100%.
Like now, I'll be honest, I've never listened to a Beyonce album, but her representation is I'm a queen 24/7, and it's like
Yeah.
no one can ever
Or
come at her. Yes,
or she's here because some of her songs she's representing herself as a queen, and then other songs she's dressing like a whore, she's moving like a whore, and she's talking like a whore. So you have to be consistent,
all the way
and
around.
as a lady as well, and as a queen, you keep your business what you do behind closed doors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's another way of influencing people as well. She's a big influencer. So in one aspect, she's a queen and a lady, and then in another eye, she's a whore, drunk in love, all of this. You know what I mean?
Now, I see not just with the female rappers, with the male rappers as well. When their lyrics come back when they become defensive, and it makes me question their sincerity. Like, are these people really writing what they say? Do they believe what they say? As far as your lyrics, do you use ghostwriters or is that 100% you?
100% me. I don't believe in using ghostwriters.
I
All my
had a
lyrics are
I had
my
an interview
soul.
with Project Pat earlier this year, and Project Pat was like, I mean, I'm a Project Pat fan, but he was like, just get your money. And I practiced law for over a decade, and I always told myself when it gets to the point where I don't care about what I'm doing, I'm going to step away from it. I stepped away from it. And when it becomes just about the money with a lot of rappers, I see their rap really sucks. Like,
100%.
what was the album? Jay-Z's out of retired because Jay-Z's retired what, like 4 times? But he had an album, Kingdom Come. And that was by far the worst Jay-Z album I've ever heard because it sounded like he forced it. Like he didn't really want it. So what is your take on like forced lyrics?
Uh, False lyrics, it doesn't work.
Mhm.
It doesn't work. People don't feel it. It doesn't come from a place of passion. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, people don't feel it. And when it comes to the money, it's not about the money for me.
Okay.
It's about the souls for me. It's about healing for me. It's about expressing my truth. So the money is far behind. Like that's just, it's a bonus if it comes in this career. But that ain't something that I'm striving for or aiming for. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Now,
everything that I write is thought about, is prepared. Yeah.
now you got into the rap game relatively late, and that's a good thing because do you feel that because you got into the rap game a little later, you actually knew who you were? Like a lot of these rappers, they're 19, 20, just doing stupid stuff all around.
Yeah.
And because I mean, what the brain doesn't fully develop until you're what, like 23, 24. So a lot of these kids are out there, basically kids, they're out there just putting like stupid lyrics out there, just saying random dumb stuff. And you have these record execs like, yeah, be stupid, make money. So Do you feel that you come into the game with more life experience and more mature? Do you see that as an advantage or disadvantage?
I definitely see it as an advantage. I got to research, I got to explore myself and the world around me before I started rapping. I got to make sense out of the nonsense. So um I've got a broader vocabulary.
Mm.
I've got more stuff to write about. There's things that I want to write about, but my mind's not letting me just yet. It's just not that time yet.
Mm.
I think I don't know what's happening. It's like I go with the flow, but it's like my mind's not letting me release certain lyrics yet because I don't think that my listeners are quite ready for that yet. Do you know what I mean? Like I get more in depth as you get to know me.
All right. So you're going to give them a piece at a time.
Yes.
And then I look at rappers who have been around like forever. Like let's say a Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has matured as a person. She went from what she was to a married woman with a child. She's older now. And she can't rap about the things she rapped about 10 years ago. She's in a different place. And a lot of people are saying, oh, she fell off, instead of saying, no, maybe she matured. Maybe she has something different to say or something possibly better to say. And when I look at that, like, because I do look at the representation of Black people, like, regardless of what we say, like, if one of us is in the spotlight, the world is saying that person represents us all. And when I see a lot of people saying, well, nah, we want Cardi B or we want Meg Thee Stallion, I'm saying, okay, that's your opinion of Black women right there.
Most definitely.
So is it your goal to show like a different representation of Black women?
Yeah. I want to show that from the start as well. Like I'm coming into it as a mean to go on. I'm not coming in and as what people want to hear or what I believe that will sell. I'm coming in as myself and what I believe young Black women should be striving to be, or just I've got self-respect. That's all it is. Do you know what I mean? It's not that hard. It's not that difficult to have self-respect and to love yourself and to show that to the world as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to hide that.
So do you see a lot of the rap lyrics, not just the female rappers, but the male rappers, it's just they haven't learned how to love themselves yet? Like
Sorry?
do you see like a lot of the rap lyrics that come out, not just with women, but with the men as well, their lyrics, it's a sign they hate themselves. Like a lot of these younger rappers, I listen to this, depressing. I can listen to it like, in my mind, if you got to pop 15 pills, drink a bottle of lean and get high, something's wrong with your life. Like if I'm sober, I enjoy my life. If I'm getting high and screwed up, I'm trying to avoid something in life. So you think their lyrics are a sign of
100%.
self-hatred? Or not necessarily
Yes.
self-hatred, they haven't learned to love
Yes.
themselves yet.
Yes. It's unworthiness. It is self-hatred in a way. It's disrespect for oneself and others. It's I don't know, it's hard to explain, but a lot of these young rappers are actually living their best lives. They're loved at home. They are appreciated. They actually have got respect for themselves, but they choose to put out something that is not their truth. I don't know what's going on in the world today, but it's not good. It's not good at all.
We were speaking
Music is
about,
used as a weapon and it's very, very powerful.
I was speaking with a friend the other day, and I was like, have you noticed that like a lot of kids suffer from depression nowadays? Like you haven't really lived yet, so what are you depressed about? So do you think that's something that like society is forcing on them, or is that something they actually have?
I think it's a part of the programming.
Mm-hmm.
The mass programming of the generation, this younger generation. As we know, suicides have gone up.
Yeah, skyrocketed.
In the past. Yeah, they've skyrocketed in the past, what, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
And I think that's got a lot to do with the music, 100%. It's got a lot to do with the promotion of alcohol, the promotion of drugs, the promotion of of this casual sex and forget about love. Love doesn't exist. All of this kind of stuff it's messing with people's minds, and they don't feel loved. They're not looking for it, or they're not looking for self-respect. They're just happy with the feeling that they're in because they feel that others are feeling it with them, instead of trying to break out of it and lift themselves up or lift up those around them. They're constantly listening to the same music, and it's programming them. And then they're watching these movies that's also programming their minds as well. And that's a state of depression that they're stuck in, and they don't know what's wrong with them. There used to be times when I would just burst out crying for no reason. It was because of the things that I was listening to and what I was consuming during the day, not realizing. Now I don't watch the news. Certain songs I hear, I turn it off straight away. I won't listen to the radio. You have to be careful what you're putting into your body.
Hey, I think about the 70s. Like, there was a lot of drug abuse in the 70s, but the music was a lot happier. And with all the drugs that were consumed around the world in the 70s, people were a lot happier. Like, the music actually did reflect the era, or either the music influenced the era.
Yeah, but the drugs in the 70s was more psychedelic drugs.
Yeah, upper psychedelics.
Yeah, psychedelics bring out the spiritual side of you. They mess with the dimensions and things like that. But the drugs that they're promoting in these days are drugs that send you into deep, dark depression.
Basically heroin, opioids, basically heroin. Yeah.
Yes, Percocet.
Yeah. Now,
All of these.
in America, it's like they say it's an opioid epidemic. I guess I'm on the fence about that, because just call it an epidemic would be serious, because the crack epidemic was severely ignored. What about drug abuse in England? Is it a big thing? Not that big?
It's not as big as would be in America from what I've seen, but it is a big thing. Obviously, you've got your drug dealers, so you're gonna have the people that take the drugs, but it's not as bad as I've seen in America, to be honest.
Okay. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they look for everyone looks for some type of motivation before they write, before they rap. So what's your motivation?
What do you mean? Like, how do I get into my mode?
Your writing mode.
Okay, I'll sit down with the beat. I'll probably smoke a spliff. I'll sit down and listen to the beat over and over. I'll get inside it, and then I will just practice flows in my head, and then the words just start to come. They just start to appear out of nowhere, and it depends, because I don't force write. If I can't do it, I'll just move on to something else. But I would never force write. I can't do that, because I realize it's not the same. You don't get the same feeling with it. I don't talk sense when I force write, so I just don't do it at all.
It's not true.
Yeah, it's not true. So if something's not true to me, I'm not putting it out.
Now, I was speaking with my friend. I told her I was interviewing you. She told me to ask this question. Okay. Moni Love. Has Moni Love been an influence on you?
I don't know who that is.
Oh man. It's like she's a female rapper from England.
From England?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Moni Love.
I don't think I know who that is.
Okay.
You know a song of hers?
I really don't. I mean, I'll know it if I hear it, but apparently she's not an influence, so it doesn't matter.
Well, my influences, number one is my dad. Mm-hmm. Number two, I'd say, is Lauryn Hill. I'll give you five. Lauryn Hill, mm-hmm. Missy Elliott.
Okay.
Tupac.
Okay.
And then it will be between Ludacris and DMX.
Okay. Got some good influences.
They're my influencers. They're the people who I listened to growing up and who I felt their lyrics. I vibes with their lyrics.
I always thought Lauryn Hill was on like another level because she dropped one album and it's still like classic. Like she didn't drop a
100.
one album and it's classic.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of rappers, you'll see their peaks and valleys over time, like 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying went diamond. It's just like he's been downhill since then.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott had a very consistent career as a producer and a rapper. DMX peaks and valleys, Ludacris peaks and valleys. But Lauryn Hill just one classic, and that was it. She went on with it.
Yeah.
So, what are your long-term goals in the rap game?
Oh wow. Well, I obviously I'm got my independent record label. This is it here.
Independent Universal.
Yeah, Defeat. So I want to create this platform for artists, independent artists all over the world to connect, to collaborate, and to work together to defeat the industry. I don't believe in signing contracts, so I think it's the best way for us to get out there without harming ourselves or our eternal life. Also, I would love to work with a few big artists. I want to start youth projects around the world also, helping youths come up and explore their talents and connect with artists from all over the world also. What else? I do want to tour. I want to travel the world. Other than that, yeah.
I like how you say you want to remain independent, because right now it's like the best time ever for artists to be independent. And you see a lot of these big rappers who are under contracts, they're complaining about the contracts now. Besides the fact that they're losing creative control, they actually, they're not making as much money as they thought. Well, you take someone like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was under Baby for what, years, and we would have never known. Not only was he couldn't release the Carter Five, and he wasn't making as much money as we thought. So now you got like a lot of record labels fighting with the independent artists.
Yeah, it's getting real out here. People are realizing that the industries and what it seems, these contracts have got small prints that nobody ain't reading. And once you do get into it, they're fighting to get out of it. So I don't even want to be involved one bit. I just want to stay out of it, stay far away, keep myself to myself. I'm a vessel for God. So there's no change in what's coming out of my mouth. There's no influence in what I'm portraying for the people. So I'm best off to staying independent and helping others to be independent also. Opening avenues for them to make it easier and cheaper.
And what I also found that with a lot of artists with the advance money, that's not free. you owe that back. Yeah, you like if they front you $2 million, you're basically $2 million in the hole to the record label.
In debt, yes.
And these record labels love to advance money. So you'll get somebody like DMX. He was advanced a lot of money, and that's why we got some. May he rest in peace, but we got some subpar albums from DMX. Same thing with 50 Cent. So being independent is very important. You're allowed to put out what you want. Also, can you confirm this? Can you confirm this or not? Like a record labels, like basically you can make as many songs as you want, but if they don't approve the album, you can't drop it.
You can't drop it. You can't do no collaborations. You can't feature on anybody's song. You can't do nothing that you want to do.
And I look at a lot of people, because I remember a lot of things. That might be my worst, my best day and my worst half, and I don't forget anything. But they have Puff Daddy on his pedestal now. But I remember all the rappers he screwed over in the 90s. I remember the Locks. I remember Loon. I remember Black Rob, Total. I remember all the people he stepped on. I remember Biggie was actually trying to get out of his contract with Puff Daddy before he died. So do you think like a lot of these record labels, they rewrite history as it's like convenient for them.
Yes, most definitely. They're playing with people's lives, they're playing with people's souls. They don't realize the effect that they're having on people and their fans as well. But if them things didn't come to light, then I would never be able to have a reason why I want to be independent. I wouldn't be able to see dark, and then I wouldn't be able to come to the light. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all of these people that have gone before us, even though they've gone through hardships, it is for a reason. They've brought a lot of things to light, regardless of how much they've tried to cover it up. It always comes to light.
I was looking at Meg Thee Stallion, her problem she had with Jay Prince. Are you familiar with that?
No.
She was in a contract with him, and her mother, before her mother died, was her agent. And when you're broke, $100 looks like a lot, okay? But as her career started to advance, she saw that she wasn't making as much as she should make. And his whole thing was, well, she read the contract, but he's still promoting like, I help people. I gave her a platform. You gave her a platform, but you're still screwing over.
Definitely. Definitely.
And I
But
noticed
that's
like,
what comes when you're looking for handouts of people. That's what comes, because they ain't giving you a handout for nothing. They ain't doing all of this for nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to be very careful who you're working with and who you put in your trust in at the same time, because not everybody's your friend and not everybody wishes the best for you. Some people will actually step on your head to get higher.
now one thing I can respect about these, a lot of these younger rappers, even though I don't agree with what they're saying, the content, I can agree with their business acumen. Like a lot of them are staying independent. Young Dolph, independent, just had a distribution deal. And he actually made enemies because he wouldn't sign a deal.
Yeah.
So do you see that in the future, you plan on staying independent your entire career? How do you plan on dealing with that actual disruption you may receive from record labels?
I know I'm going to have a lot of disruption, but as I've made my own record label and I've done that for a reason, nobody can step to me now.
Okay.
I'm taken. You know what I mean? I'm off the books. Nobody can ever try and sign me. I'm behind my own label. No signatures needed.
That's the best way to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to thank you for the interview. How can the people reach you?
Okay, so I am on Instagram. I am Genny 111. You can go on my website, which is www.independentdefeat.com. I would love to hear from you. Give me your thoughts on anything that you've heard today that you want to know more about. If you want to hear my music, I'm on YouTube, Genny from the Block. That's spelled with a G, not a J. Where else can you find me? I'm on Facebook. I am Genny also. And yeah, hopefully I'll be on a block near you soon.
Oh, yeah, I want to see you blow up. I like your rap.
Thank you so much.
All
You. I
right.
appreciate that. If you've actually heard my lyrics and you're inspired by them proper artists that you were saying, I'm actually touched, and I thank you very much for this interview.
Oh, thank you. When I heard you first, I heard you on IG. So I heard like the 15-second snippet. So then I was okay, let me go to her. Because your YouTube tag is actually in your bio. So I clicked on, I'm like, hold on, she can actually rap. Because I've seen it, like you'll be on Instagram, somebody had like a 15-second snippet, and then the other 3 minutes and 15 seconds, like what the hell did I just listen to? But I actually went through all of your songs. So yeah.
Wow.
You know what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And this has been a great interview, everyone.